Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I am your host, GameChanger. Hope everybody had a happy New Year's Eve and a happy New Year's Day. And I hope some of you ladies in California enjoy paying full price for everything, because apparently there is a war. There is an attack on certain benefits that's related to one's gender. People are calling it discrimination. They're saying that the whole concept of ladies' night, women's this and, women's that is schmexis. Let's just call it schmexis. It's schmexis. And as a result of that, lawyers are taking action. They're going to bars, clubs, events that are having these programs and saying, no more. We will not put up with this anymore. And I'm going to go into details of that and how it affects everyone, including maybe, and we're going to get into this, maybe the men who are out supporting ladies, the men who are purchasing things for the ladies, hopefully at a discounted price. Hint, hint. So I guess the thinking is that ladies' night is supposed to benefit them as well. We're definitely going to get into that. But before I do, and I'm going to go over another video of a woman who may fall under the category of entitlement. I'm going to read some of your comments on the subject matter, so feel free to put them in the chat room. And I'm going to do the short of the day right now. And we're going to see where this entitlement mindset leads society. All right.
So how you liking the food? You enjoying yourself?
Honestly, this is amazing. Like, you're like the best friend ever. Like, this is so much food. Like, why'd you only get that?
More money. I spent everything.
I mean, you're an amazing friend because you're spending money on me and you're not gonna fuck. Like, wow.
Yeah, not gonna fuck at all. I don't know why I spent all the money, but bestie, yeah, that's me.
I mean, honestly, like, I need a man just like you.
I know, just
but
like
no, but not you.
I know, but I was saying, I know it's not gonna be me, but I'm just saying a man like me, that pays for things for you and stuff like that.
I mean, honestly, I'm glad.
Okay, so YouTube don't want me to play this video. Yeah. So apparently it's going to lag for a second. Just give it a moment while this happens. But she is an attractive one, by the way. She's funny, and she did some OF. Somebody brought that to my attention. I looked it up and came across a site that copied like her OF stuff. And maybe she did it and took it down, but yeah, she was on there for a second. She didn't reveal anything that I wanted to see, but yeah, I guess times is getting hard. YouTube is not YouTubing like it used to. That's why I asked that y'all hit that like button. Or maybe she just was making a lot of money and wanted a little more. Who knows? But yeah, she's about that life. Still funny. And that really doesn't change my opinion of her show. All right.
You know that, though. Because I was honestly, have my eye on the waiter. He's kind of cute.
The waiter's cute, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I might like try to get his number. I'm very forward when I like somebody. Like, you won't even guess about it. Like, I'm gonna directly ask you if I like you.
I mean, I am a little hungry. I didn't really order nothing, so I was just.
Wait, what are you doing?
What you mean?
Like, that's my food.
I know, but I bought it, so I was just thinking maybe I could have a little bit.
No, I mean, if this is my food, like, what? If you have some food, like, we're not gonna be friends anymore.
Well, I'm just saying we could be cool with the food.
No, I'm gonna get to go back and drink all of this, and I'm not gonna be friends with you.
All right. So what we about to do after this?
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go to sleep.
All right, I'm about to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, all right.
Okay, hopefully he walked out on a check after that. Okay, that automatically came up. Shout out to Didi. But hopefully he walked out on a check after that. Somebody said this is GC's type, but I think she's most guys' type. Most guys like tig old bitties. They just do. So I think that that's like a given, that it's not like a unique niche or something like that. Now, speaking of types, we're going to do two shorts of the day because of New Year's. We're going to do two shorts of the day. One for New Year's Eve and one for New Year's. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed yourselves and ringing in 2025. All right, 2 millennials and a quarter. Now, we're going to follow this young lady through her weight loss journey. It was a hard and grueling journey, but let's see where it led her. All right, let's see. She's passed out on the gym floor. That's nasty. All right, I guess that's the before. Wait, is that the after? Is that the after? Okay. Kudos. Well, no, I'm not even going to give kudos. You're not done yet. You ever have somebody make you some food, like they put something in the oven, and yet, better yet, you ever have like crunchy ramen noodles from somebody who don't know how to make ramen noodles? Like they boil it halfway. It's not even noodly yet. Like it's still hard in some places. That's because it's not done yet. You're not finished boiling the noodles. You're not finished in your journey. Why would you post this like halfway there? This is not the app. Is this it? Is this your after? Is this your destination? Is this where you're supposed to go? Like, okay, shout out to Sweet Melody Media. She lost weight the right amount. She lost the right amount. She didn't just stop like halfway there and say, "Oh, look at how hot I am after." This is madness. This is madness. But I'm Asian though. This is madness. It's like, oh crap. Her after picture looks like other women's before picture. It does. Like that is wow. This is your after. You just said one day I dream of looking like this. Like this is your after. Listen, ladies, your belly button is not supposed to go in. I'm going to repeat this. Your belly button is not supposed to go in. Well, I guess it depends on how the doctor cuts you, but notice that when you have like the rippling stomach, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like knocking a girl for having a few extra pounds, but don't put a fitness after reel up. Don't put a fitness after reel up until you actually have an actual after. Once your belly button starts going out, it turns into an outie. That is when you put the photo up. Not now. Not now. And then you're on the gym floor crying about how painful it is. Like, really? Really? Did you have to do all? Oh crap. Oh crap. It's uncooked. The food's not ready. The steak is raw. You're not done yet. It's not over yet. Hit the like button. But that's just my humble opinion. Now, on to more pleasing form. Move to TikTok. Nope, not that. Not that. Here we go. All right, somebody say at least she's putting in the work. She's just not done. Exactly. Listen, I'm not okay. Here's the thing. I'm not going to credit Lizzo. People know that I had a lot of bad to say about Lizzo, and I'm pretty sure some of you are wondering now that she's losing weight, how come I haven't said anything? Because she's not done yet. Hey, Effie White or Jennifer Hudson, you're done. Hey, congrats for Jennifer Hudson. You are done. Monique. Okay. All right. Now, Lizzo, to be determined. Because I know that so many quit halfway through. So many quit halfway through, and you do not deserve an applause yet. You don't. Like you don't deserve nobody like, oh yeah, I climbed halfway up Mount Everest. Nope. Nope. I'm sorry. Not yet. Not yet. Until you look like her, you get no applause from me. It's just the way it is. All right, so I'm gonna play some of what she has to say. Hit the like button. Hit the like button for me.
I told myself that I was going to, to essentially force myself to get back out there and see, what the apps be hitting for. I didn't make.
I wonder why she wasn't out there before. I'm hoping it's because she was in a relationship. Like, there's really no reason to not be out there. I dislike when women do that. They waste a lot of time. Then they say, you know something, I'm going to get out there. It's like, really? If you go out there, the woman, because she's attractive in my opinion, and perhaps not in so much in this picture, but I've seen her Instagram and definitely in others. So when you go out there, and I'm using air quotes, when you go out there and you find that guys aren't there anymore, the reason that they're not there is because you haven't gone out there. Like the only reason why guys go out there is for attractive women. If attractive women haven't been going out in a while, if all attractive women got together and said, you know something, I am not going to go out between 2020 and 2024, but now that it's 2025, I'm going to get out there. Well, the men are not gonna, they're not going to be there because why would they? You weren't there. Hit the like button. But she's going out there, outside. She's going outside.
Make a point to say that I also want to, do a little bit more dating in person to meet people. But oh my God.
Okay, mine too.
I'm gonna just show you.
Okay.
So this person, their profile was decent. It said that they were like a computer science engineer or something. It looked like we had a lot of things in common.
Take it from me. I'm not even going to say take it from me because I don't lead with that title. I don't. But it does seem like there is a push towards getting that particular type of guy. With the Afro tech and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't know if it's just like, okay, if they're, I don't know what it is. Quite frankly, I'm really over it. It's like, okay, women want what they want. I'm not complaining about it. Basketball players, they don't complain about it. It's just like a weird out of nowhere push. Now, the problem, particularly for Black women, is that, and maybe she's an outlier, she probably is, but the problem is that they tend to collectively go after the same guy at the same time. Like in every level, like on a micro and a macro level, Black women go for the same guy at the same time. So, if 1 year thugs are in, then all of them clamor towards the thug. leaving the thug to become arrogant and dismissive of women in general because they're being, or and black women in general, because they're being clamored towards. And then they're like, oh, these guys are cocky. These guys are, and then next thing you know, they're broke dusty. And then they're on to the next group. It's like, listen, y'all need to like spread out because y'all clamor too much. Y'all clamor too much and y'all overwhelm whatever group of men that you're clamoring towards. And I guess now it's engineers. So you're just like, it'll be like me and 12 homies, you know, we go and we see a chick and like, ooh, look at her. And then we all just clamor. Of course her head's going to get blown up. She's just going to get overwhelmed and just walk away. No, you need to spread it out. You need to spread it out. You're thinking like a collective mind. So, you know, and I'm not saying, you know, guys should complain if they're getting clamored towards, you know, but really it's not going to work in the woman's favor. Y'all keep doing this. Yeah. And really y'all just looking for like a niche that you think other women aren't going for, but because you're so media driven, you watch too much TV, you watch too much Instagram and stuff like that, you all follow like the same person, like She 7 or something, you know, y'all wind up in the same place. She 7 says, hey, you need to go to the golf clubs, you know, to find a high value man. And then next thing you know, you sitting at the golf club and then it's about 20 other black chicks sitting there too, all talking sprinkle. That y'all clamor to places too much. Y'all really do. Now the thing is like Afro tech. It's like, really? So you're going to clamor to Afro tech, and then the F boys is going to clamor to Afro tech, and then the actual dudes that you're looking for are going to leave because it became something else, and there you go. So yeah. All right.
So I was really hopeful about, you know, this particular interaction until he hit me with this. I said that
Okay, I'm going to read this. Let's see. I love rotting on the couch, enjoying my clean house. LOL. There's really no LOL on that. There's really no... It's a good thing that she's pretty. And it's a good thing that she's not borderline attractive. Borderline attractive would get this just ignored. Like, okay, this she has no personality. There isn't room for a witty response to this. This person is laughing out loud about a rotting on the couch in a clean house. Like, just okay, I'm gonna read it I'm gonna laugh with the LOL and see how this sounds. I love rotting on the couch and enjoying my clean house. Get it? My clean house. That is what she sounds like. If words were voice, that is what she sounds like just now. So I wouldn't even... I'm like, yeah, but she's so cute. You know, like I would like, you got to push yourself to continue this conversation. And I would, because darling, you are a pretty face. All right. So he responds, what about doing other things on the couch? Oh, crap. That sounds like something Obsidian would say. That sounds like something Obsidian would say. Bend over my couch. Like, really? Okay. It comes off as corny because of how it's received. I actually don't think that this is an entirely bad thing. For one, it seems like because of what happened, you know, because of that whole laughing out loud, cleaning in my clean house, you know, couch thing, you know, it's like, okay, I don't like this chick, but she's still cute, so I'm gonna just go balls out. Or, you know, he's just doing what I do from time to time with I'm pretty sure many other men do from time to time, and that is make an innuendo that you can backpedal from. that you can backpedal from. So basically, he says, "What about doing other things on the couch?" And which could, and of course, it's obvious what he's implying, but he could always take it back and say, "No, actually, what I mean was, dot dot dot, include couch activity here." Include, like, hey, what about playing chess on the couch or something like that? Or whatever else. What about jumping on the couch or backflips on the couch or whatever? So he did that. It's like an innuendo with a safety net, which sometimes is effective, but in this particular instance, you get your message put on TikTok, where it gets like 882 likes, and I don't even know how many views yet. So, and then
enjoy rotting on my.
And then she's reading it. All right, never mind.
My couch, and he wants to lead with an innuendo. Like, really? So I tell him, normally I would have just blocked him and continued going, but I was like, you know what? I need answers. I need answers. So I was like, you know what? This is really disappointing. He's like, how so? So I basically tell him, like, again, I'm like, you don't know me, and you're leading with an innuendo.
Yes.
I'm like, that's sexual. It's weird. I'm like, making this entire thing incredibly disappointing. But
it's not that weird. And I don't think she understands that just because it's not for you, that doesn't mean that it's not for someone. There are women out there that wish guys were more forward. Or at least shows, some sense of humor and tact. And I understand that that's not really you, I mean, because I tell them, whenever you hear me say, yeah, ha, it's an innuendo. That's kind of like Quagmire's giggity. It's just an innuendo. I do it all the time. It's because I'm a funny dude. But, okay, I get it. It wasn't your cup of tea. So your response is to blast him on TikTok. Really?
I was like, since we're here, okay, I'm like, I'm gonna just ask. I'm like, I asked him, I said, I just want to understand, like, why some of y'all do that and then who it's working on. I'm like, is it working at all? And apparently it does. It works for people who aren't looking for anything serious. So then I asked him, I'm like, okay, so I'm assuming that's what you're looking for. And he says, yes. And I'm like, I looked at his profile to make sure that I wasn't tripping with how I swiped, and looking at his, like, what he was looking for, he said that he was looking for a long-term partner. So I told him, I'm like, yo, like, you might want to change that, so people don't waste their swipes. And he's like, it's not that deep. No, it is. It is.
It's really not that deep. It's really not. You got to understand how you're coming off to people. And I know that you're back new to the dating game and stuff like that, and welcome back. But you got to understand how you come. Okay, so this entire conversation, I guess it started off with a WYD, and then it ends with this whole argument. Like, the only time that you showed energy in a conversation was when you were upset, when you were triggered. The only energy you showed thus far was negative energy, and it was a lot of it. When it's basic, it's like, yes, I'm riding on my couch, and I'm riding on my couch and in my clean house. There's no energy to that comment, but your energy was reserved for retaliating against a slight innuendo. That's what that's given. Come on now, sweetie. I mean, like, show some patience, compromise, understanding. I'm not saying get with the guy, but Jesus.
And I think this is what bothers me the most about it. I'm like, you guys don't even wait 24, 48, 72 hours. You don't wait until after you've met somebody and talk to them about what it is that you're looking for to lead with something sexual. like y'all don't view us as human beings for real, like because of the way that you're choosing to go about that. There's nothing wrong with having a casual.
Okay, sweetie. Gosh, you lucky you cute. You're lucky you're cute because me wanting to have schmex with you makes you human. You're not a human being because a man wants to have schmex with you? Listen, not every being that I want to have schmex with is human. There's a couple of Vulcans in there. There's a couple of Twi'leks in there. There's a couple of Orion slave girls in there. It doesn't. There's a couple of Avatar purple chicks in there. Like. But generally speaking, the overwhelming amount of actual non-fictitious beings in the world that I have been with and that I will be with is female, human, female. Like, what's inhuman about? What's inhuman about wanting to sleep with a person or a person wanting to sleep with you? Oh, he wants to sleep with me like I'm not a human. What the hell? I'm upset that she's upset about this.
Casual relationship, having a casual sexual relationship, or even like actively looking for that relationship dynamic. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is, I'm like, y'all are not treating these people like they're people with feelings and interests and hobbies. Y'all literally are just trying to do the woo wop the bam, and that's it. And that's honestly, I've been in places in my life where I was like, honestly, I don't want anything serious. I just, I'm trying to get twisted up like a pretzel and have that be it. But even in those relationships, I'm like, we were cool. If we went over and that didn't happen, if we were just watching movies or just eating food and catching up, it was very clear that, again, respect was there. It's still a relationship.
Wait, she lost me with something. It seems like she just friend zoned the guy. And she's complaining now, and she thinks that that's a good thing. Like these were relationships.
I'm like, I don't want anything serious. I just, I'm trying to get twisted up like a pretzel and have that be it. But even in those relationships, I'm like, we were cool. If we went over and that didn't happen, if we were just watching movies or just eating food and catching up, it was very clear that, again, respect was there. It's still a relationship.
You didn't respect his time. It's still a relationship. We're eating food and watching movies. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you enjoyed that exchange more than he did, sweetie. You did. Oh, yes. I was eating food. I was eating your food. And we was watching movies. All that time you wanted to hit it, but we didn't. Like, okay, answer me this, because you're single now. Why are you not with this person? Why are you not with the person who began the relationship in a platonic fashion? And the answer is simple. It's not simple, it's complex, and it has to do with the times. But the truth of the matter is, um, even women with intentions, like they have an intention, they have like the 3-month rule and stuff like that, and that's to make sure that you are vested in the relationship enough. At least that's what they are thinking that they're doing. But really, they forget that they have a limited attention span also. And after a certain amount of time, they're not vested. After a certain amount of time, they can say to themselves, okay, I haven't put anything in on this relationship, making it easier for them to walk out. But if she did this, this, and this, and this, and this on the couch, then she's going to actually want to stay in the relationship anymore. So a non-actual relationship is a what's the word I'm looking for? It's one boring conversation away from ending. So even relationship minded guys, they still want to and should hit it up front, because it's like, okay, every date is not going to be perfect. I'm not going to hit all marks on every date. So I need that to fall back on. I need that investment on your part, because so far, and this is goes to the, the movie situations that she's talking about. So far, all the investments is on his part, meaning that she can leave at any time comfortably without having investing anything, even herself. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button.
The entitlement, like it's just gross, crazy. I think I'm gonna take a break until the new year, because oh my god, that just pissed me off. These men.
Okay. So she just gets in the market. She's just now getting in the market. She says, "Okay, it's about time for me to get back out there." She's it seems like she gets in for like 2 seconds and like, "Oh man, you're telling me that guys want sex? Let me get out the market again." Really? Really? You just realized that men like sex? You So you're gonna get out, you're gonna wait till New Year's, and she did this like 2 weeks ago. So it's now. So now she's back out there and she's gonna find another guy that, yeah, I like sex too. Oh, I can't believe it. I, you know, s- I'm taking off until Easter. She's gonna continue this process and worse processes until she's not so cute and pretty anymore. Complaining, where did Game Changer's penis go? That's what she's really going to do. All right, let's read some comments. Let's read some comments. All right, shout out to everybody. This gives you a chance to hit that like button. Sweet Melody Media, salute to you. Seeing around love, salute, salute. Yeah, for the first time ever, I'm here for the start. Greatly appreciate you. Greatly appreciate you. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Appreciate you. All right. I'm a booty man. I appreciate it. I think that black men tend to overvalue it. It's not that big a deal. I remember I was in the Dominican Republic and I was getting a facial. I was getting my pores clean. Wow, there's no good way to say it. I was seeing an esthetician. There we go. And I was looking at her, and she made comments about it too. She had an obvious BBL. I mean, obvious. And I'm thinking, like, this woman got no boobies, but she had this ridiculous BBL. And I'm like, sweetie, oh, why? You got your priorities shifted. It's because she's natural. Talking about Canagra, or the woman who was halfway on her journey. At least she's putting in that work. She's just not done. Yes. Yeah, and I'll give her the applause when she's done. All right. Salute to Rayhama. People are body shaming me for losing weight. Yeah, see, okay, that's the thing. That is what they're trying to do, is they're trying to normalize their own weight, for one. But for two, they want to eliminate you as competition. All of these men out there who are saying, I like my girls BBW, all those guys, they really don't like that. They just understand that it's such a it's such a high majority that they have learned to accept it. And the women, the big women, they understand that. They understand that men are just going with the majority. Once women start losing weight, they'll no longer be the majority, and they don't like that. They don't like that at all. All right. Who's paying to go see ducks and be hustled for free drinks and free food. Fewer and fewer men, and we're definitely going to get into that when I get into the main event. But salute to you, Kevin. Very friendly. You're on the right track with that. What are you talking about? I lost the context of that. Facts. Seen some in college in the 90s. What are you talking about? What are y'all talking about? All right. Let me know in the comment what y'all were talking about, because I lost the context. So in the 80s, Michael Jackson type dudes. Oh, y'all talking about how, exactly. The hive mind thing. Yeah. Yeah, hit that like button. If he was Chad Rohn, okay, I get you. He might have been able to get away with it. A guy has done tests and saw it works. Well, okay. He may or may not have been. I know what y'all talking about. I don't think that was the case here. He may or may not have been. If he wasn't, if he had to have been reasonably attractive for her to contact him to begin with. Let's start there. He had to have been reasonably attractive for her to contact him to begin with. I don't think that if he was more attractive, she would have responded any different. I don't think that looks is what moves her. I think that she went to Hinge of all places in the world to find longevity in a relationship, to find commitment, and probably from a guy who's attractive. But she didn't find what she was looking for. Who is this? GameChanger 00100. All right. Well, he may see her as ... Just saying. Sad, but maybe true. Okay. She clearly wasn't into the guy. If the guy looked like me, then she would be begging for a chance. You should hit her up. You should hit her up and tell me how that goes. And show me the comment thread. Okay. Understand this. And this is to all you God-faced dudes out there. And I'm not questioning your God-facedness. What I am doing is that there's this assumption by people like myself who don't have a God face that the God-faced guys of America seem to just have like the golden ticket, and the path of milk and honey is just laid out for them. But really, you just have like an advantage that other guys don't. And that's and it stops there. Like, it's an advantage. That's it doesn't guarantee, and you don't get everything. Like, it's still bad. It's just not as bad for an average for you as it is for an average faced person. So yeah, it's kind of like um being the slave that, I don't know, they don't get whipped as hard. They're like, it's okay, it's something, but it's not the flex that this space seems to, for one, want it to be, for whatever reason. Um, it and if you don't believe me, take your God face on the Pineapple Show and tell me how that works for you. She is definitely looks like the type to run your pockets. Really, I didn't get that vibe from her, but yeah. She made sure to mention his job title. Oh, yeah, maybe that's an indicator. They come in all forms, so them not accepting that liars lie to get what they want is wild to me. She might accept it, just don't like it, but it is wild because she, as a woman, probably has female friends who do the same thing. Hit the like button. Women ask dudes they don't know for money and all the time. So what's her issue? Ah, good point. Good point. Yeah, I mean, I can understand her saying no, thank you, and just moving on to the next person. But to actually make a video about it and then quit dating for 2 weeks is something else. I think she's trying to say men only see women as ex dolls. Well, I think men who sleep with ex dolls really see them as women. So I mean, they're the dolls is meant to mimic the women, not the other way around. So yeah, I mean, having X doesn't make you a doll. All right, you targeted that to somebody. Let's see. They ignore the primal part of humanity. Yeah, they don't respect it unless they can find a place to find a way to exploit it. She says most men just want X. We know that. Yeah. Well, she don't, because, or she doesn't, but she has a very immature outlook on it, and she could have actually played it better. Okay, so in the movie, y'all know I'm a nerd, so bear with me if you're not one and you haven't seen the movie X-Men First Class. But a young Professor Charles Xavier walks up to a pretty white girl on the bar, who has one green eye and one blue eye. So he walks up to her to shoot his shot. And kudos on him for being telepathic, and he can actually control people's minds, but he still shoots his shot. He's still like, okay, I'm not going to, I could actually just have you blow me right here in the bar because I'm a mutant and I can get down like that, but he don't because he's Professor X. So salute to him. But he walks up to her, he says ectocranial or something like that, right? And then her response was, a gentleman would offer to buy me a drink first. And then he says something to expect to the aspect of, one blue eye, one green eye. It's a mutation. It's a groovy mutation. He says, so first you proposition a girl, then you call her deformed. He said, how does that work out? And she said, how does that work out for you? And he said, I'll tell you in the morning. Y'all can check out that scene for, to see exactly how he did it. Now, she had every opportunity to act like this woman here and say, oh, how dare you proposition me and stuff like that. But no, he was just being funny and flirty, and, it worked out for them to some extent. But this woman here decides to just take it to, ectocranial. How dare you? How dare you? Don't you know I'm a human? Like, no, I'm talking about your eyes. So I'm saying that they're pretty because no. How dare you speak about me in this fashion? It's like, you're calling me a mutant. It's like, oh crap. And then and he even stayed to say that it's not that serious. Yeah, they think you're nuts. You're a pretty bag of nuts. All right. It's kind of a go with the flow thing. If you want a woman to be your okay, what flow is that? I would just use him how he's trying to use me. Okay. She gave it away. She's okay with casual flings, so he wasn't the right guy for that. Got it. I don't know if she's saying that she's okay with it or she's okay with other people doing it. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna read these faster so I can get to the main topic. If this isn't what she wants, she must develop better vetting mechanism. Okay. You think that was a problem? I see where you're going with this, but she just said hi. She just said, yeah. Every man trying to use a woman, coming from the ex dancer. Oh, y'all talking to each other. Okay. Cool. I can skip past those. Happy to serve. Got the passive income machine. All right. Y'all still talking to each other. Cute but dumb. Well, okay. Let's talk about that for a second. Yes, she's cute. I wouldn't call her dumb. I would call her extraordinarily underexperienced. Extraordinarily underexperienced. And the reason why she's lacking experience is because, she had a bad Tinder swipe or an incompatible Tinder swipe and she's taken time off, which tells me that she hasn't really dated much. She hasn't really taken a time out to know, understand, and develop patience for men. I mean, I do think that she could have made something out of this. She could have just said, okay, I get what you're saying, but it's a little early to talk like that. And now she set a boundary. She set a boundary. If he chooses to respect that boundary or not, that's up to him. But at least she set that boundary and he can change his approach if he so chooses to do so. But she didn't even give that opportunity. Like one text message in, and he's posted on her TikTok. And they wonder why dudes aren't approaching. All right, let's see. Leaving the market, single by choice, abstinence but not a virgin, all means that they are upset after that CC writing. If she was on the CC, this wouldn't have happened. Like, I mean, or it couldn't have happened the same way because she would have experience, unless she's just a liar, or she's like, she's on the CC for one group of men and not on the other. Oh, by the way, the hive mind thing also, right now, white guys are in, are just non-black guys are in. So they're pointing their swirling hive mind to there, and it's just doing the same thing. They don't know how to spread it out. They really don't. They know they lame. All right. One, that's why many women end up single moms. They confuse being. How did you get that from? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. My mistake. Okay. All right. Facts. Shout out to Sweet Melody once again. She sent me some funny. You sent me some funny TikToks. I'm a cover. Maybe make them a short of the day. Yeah. No, I got them. I got them. You did send me a few shorts. Speaking of shorts, looking nice in that picture. All right. So the men settle for ex women. The most only care about is money now. All right, I'm gonna go down faster. Let's see. Ooh, a woman bragging. They are hard to get along with and do nothing. Okay, yet want princess treatment. We're going to talk about the princess treatment. That's the main topic at hand. So definitely, this is what women wanted. They don't need no men. Men are only good for one thing. That thing. That thing. That thing. Oh crap! All right. Okay, but now better off not dealing with them, not worth it. Well, I mean, she don't really realize how much she's discouraging society. Like this better off dealing with them things. Like, listen, women are already upset that men aren't approaching like that anymore. So when she comes with this whole when she comes with this thing, when she does something like this, men are now going to be less assertive. They're going to, because that video got, let me see how many views. Okay, not as many as some of her other views. It got 8,159, but she has videos here with hundreds of thousands of views. But still, like, men don't want to, and we as a base, men typically don't have a fear of rejection, but you can only take so much. Just abject, having your shot, and you getting shot down, like on a public platform, like you're discouraging men from asserting themselves towards women, which is what some women want. Women write to CC while dating. I know from experience, they, I guess, cut the other dudes from. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Yep, too much attitude now, not worth it. Okay. See y'all on muck mode. That's what's up. Kudos to that. Kudos to the muck mode brothers. All right, so let me. I might revisit her because she has a couple of other interesting things on her TikTok. But we are going to get to the main event. The main event. Okay, so now this comes to you courtesy of the Young Turks. The Young Turks. Like I said, I reached my rejection quota about 10 years ago. Yeah, everybody has a rejection quota. Every man has a rejection quota to the point where, he's like, okay, I'm done. It's definitely taking a psychological toll in a negative way. He now would have like a negative confirmation bias, meaning that it's kind of like a person who constantly loses fights will go into a fight with the mentality that he's going to lose, and therefore it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, that's and it works the opposite direction. Like, a person who's constantly wins fights or wins basketball games or something like that, he goes into it with a more confident um, um, sense, and then that confidence helps his game. So yeah, there is that. And then on the flip side, there's that for women, to where a woman can only reject so many guys, to where she is completely undateable. She's psychologically messed up too, and that's because the only guys that are available to her are going to be guys who are similar to the ones that she has rejected in the past. And since she don't want to see herself going back to something that she dismissed so easily before, then she's completely gone in that aspect. There's other things going on there, but I'm just focused on that one for now. All right. So let's see here.
San Francisco that is going to shutter today permanently after they have settled a discrimination for their ladies' night promotions. Yes, that's right. Sued discrimination because they had ladies' nights. Now, we're going to ask you to weigh in on this, so definitely do so. But first, let me give you all the details so you know what we're dealing with here. So during Lima's ladies' night, drinks and wine were half priced for women for 3 hours every week. That's it. Now, the promotion had been going on for years, but the restaurant says that this year we were sued for discrimination, alleging that all patrons who do not identify as female, including men, non-binary individuals, and transgender men, were required to pay full price for their alcoholic beverages.
Okay, they have a point there, and the lawyer is slick. The lawyer is slick in how he worded this, because what he did was he put other so-called, because if he just said, it discriminates against men, then nobody would care because nobody cares about men. They think that we're all privileged. We're all privileged and we're incels, which is odd because I wouldn't call that a privilege. But we're all privileged, even though women outnumber us in university, we're still privileged, and and just all this stuff. But he was smart enough to put in non-binary individuals and TG men. Like, okay, that's a you gotta be a lawyer for something like that. I wouldn't even thought to do that.
Patrons who identify as female were given 50% off for their alcoholic beverages. And because of the way California law is written, the owner, Marquez, was basically forced to settle for an undisclosed amount of money. So California's 1959 UNRRA Civil Rights Act says businesses cannot discriminate against religion, race, and gender. In 1985, the state's Supreme Court ruled that Ladies' Day promotions at car washes, restaurants, and nightclubs actually did violate. In 1985, the state's Supreme Court ruled that Ladies' Day promotions at car washes, restaurants, and nightclubs actually did violate the act. And at least 22 states.
Now that's interesting. So in California, where I'm from, they just said that, and I shouldn't say just, in 1985, they said that ladies' night is illegal. It does violate the whole, blah 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 legal jargon. The civil rights and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But they still had it. And not only that, they still had it. They made songs about it. They had it like all throughout, because 1985 is like my whole life, damn near. So, but they just continued to have it. They just like ignored it. And nobody has done anything about it until now. And I find that fascinating. And the reason why I find that fascinating is because of how laws work. And there's always somebody out there like that. For example, here in California, right? There was a guy and he made a lot of money doing this. And I don't know. I heard the story secondhand, but y'all can look it up. But how I picture the guy, I picture him in a wheelchair. So I'm picturing a guy wheeling around California telling businesses like, listen, you are required to have a wheelchair ramp for my situation. You have to accommodate my situation. Now, most places don't have it like that. You're a mom and pop shop and you really don't have the funds to make a whole ramp just a service, like, a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percent of a population that just so happen to be wheelchair ridden. So, they don't want to do it, but he just wheels up and says, listen, get down or sit down. Get it, sit down, because, okay, all right, no more handicap jokes. All right. But he basically wheels up and says, get down or sit down. Roll out. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. That was the last one, I swear. He says, get down. He says, get down or lay down, meaning like, listen, I know you ain't got money for the ramp, but I will take this to court unless you break some bread. Put the money in my pocket. Put the money in my pocket. So he's just coming through like the mafia, and he was doing this shop to shop to shop. Just making his bread. I kid you not. Y'all can look this up. So yeah, that happened. And it's funny that happened before this happened. Because people are always thinking of ways to like, get that bread, get Put the money in the pocket. Put the money in the pocket. Like they always looking for ways, but it took them 40 years to figure this out. Like the law had changed in 1985 and they still was like, this is ladies' night. They still was doing that for a long time before dude. And that's because just embedded in men is really like this whole no snitching thing. Don't go run into authorities. It's unmasculine to do, but women are just me too. And they go, like just because he sneezed on me. Like anyway, let's watch some more.
States and the District of Columbia have also have passed explicit laws against gender discrimination in public accommodations, which is normally good, except when it's abused, right? When these types of regulations or these laws are abused. So the chef and owner of Lima, his name is John Marquez, says that this lawsuit cost his restaurant tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees. And so they tried to raise money on GoFundMe, but only raised about $4,353 of its $30,000 goal. And so they just recently announced that they'd be.
You want to know why they weren't able to meet their $40,000 goal? Is because they wanted money from women who are accustomed to paying only half for crap. Like you have all this pool, you have all these people that come in and they sip their mimosas and have their girl talk all the day, and they're like, yeah, so I was wondering if you could help me with this lawsuit to keep ladies' night going. They're like, oh no, I'll just go to the next restaurant.
Be closing permanently after operating for 9 years. Here is the notice that they put up at the restaurant. Now, Marquez and his family believe that they were targeted by people who aren't local and just wanted to take advantage of California's laws. He says it's a frivolous lawsuit that took us down. It's just ambulance chasing lawyers. And this isn't the first ladies' night-esque lawsuit. In fact, earlier this year, in California, of course, the minor league baseball team, Fresno Grizzlies, were sued for a promotion event for women. And across California, San Diego lawyer Alfred Rava filed hundreds of lawsuits against women's organizations and women-only events, from the Grizzlies promotion to female-led startups to Mother's Day freebies, claiming they're unfair to men. So while technically he might be right about the law and how it does apply to these ladies' events, he and others have taken advantage of the fact that a lot of small mom and pop establishments don't even know about this law. So they don't realize that they're doing something that's going to be, that's going to fly in the face of the law. But also keep in mind that I get how expensive it is to fight these lawsuits, which is why a lot of businesses just settle, right? But
well, maybe you should have been charging women full price. The fact that he didn't have $40,000 after 9 years of business really says something about what's going on. And these whole ladies' nights ordeals and stuff like that, the whole premise is you get the women to come and the men will follow, and the men will bring their money. Now, and y'all can tell me this in the chat room, because I genuinely don't know how this works. And this isn't because I'm on some, because she can't get $1 out of me. I'm not really on that. At least not to the extent that it would leave me with this gap in knowledge. The reason why I have this gap in knowledge is because I actually don't drink. So on the more rare occasion, but on the frequent occasion when I was younger and I would go out, I wasn't at the bar like that. So I don't know, especially on a ladies' night. If you buy a woman's drink, do you pay half price? Because it's a man that's buying it. Y'all see where I'm going with this? So I walk up, I see Chloe Bailey, and I say, "Hey, let me buy you a drink." Did the bartender charge me full price or half price? I literally don't know how much alcohol costs, but I am curious to how that would work. So y'all tell me in the chat room how that works. But I think that so it would be full price, and that's what I suspected because it is the guy that is paying. It's full price. Okay, so that's what they're doing. So they get the ladies in, and of course the guy can't just give the woman the money because I don't know, she might run off with it. But but it wouldn't be a good look like, oh man, this drink is $20. All right, I'm gonna give you 10, and then you give it to the bartender. But I want you to give me pussy points as if I bought you the full $20 drink. So so salute to Gail at night. Uh but yeah, that's so yeah, so that's their business plan. I don't think that that's working out as it should be. That's why you didn't have $40,000 after 9 years in business. You're a $40,000 lawsuit away from being shut down, and you were shut down. That's because this business model doesn't really work anymore. And that's because when a guy buys a woman a drink, it's an investment. It's a sexual investment. And guys are not seeing the return on their investment that they once did. Not saying that men got 100% return. Very few guys would get 100% return unless you're like a Donald Trump, grab them by the what type dude. But in which case they wouldn't have to invest at all. Most guys, we never got like 100% return on that particular investment, but we did get return enough to make it worth it. Meaning that if you bought X number of drinks and you get X number of bow chicka wow wow, then that was okay. But the return that women are given is far too lessened now, to where guys aren't doing that and they're losing money. I think that this club was probably barely afloat for a long time. Because think about it. You have nothing at that point. When you are on GoFundMe, it means that your line of credit, your business line of credit is completely just diminished. It's gone. It's you're maxed out. You're maxed out. You're barely paying your bartenders and stuff like that. You don't have anything going on. So it was already, hit the like button. It was already on a decline. Happy New Year. It was already on a decline. All right, I'm gonna play some more.
I really wish that they fight in court because even though the California Supreme Court ruled in the 80s that.
Okay. I really wish that they would fight in court. If you really wished it, then you would give them $35,000. And it's not like you really care about this individual restaurant. You care about the whole privilege that comes with ladies' night. You want to preserve that particular privilege for womankind. It's something that reminds you that you are a woman, and with it comes certain life advantages. You're comfortable with this thought, and you want to perpetuate this thought. Hit the like button.
At these ladies' nights events or women-centric events go against the law, doesn't it really depend on what the intention is, right? Because let's keep it real. If we're talking about
no, it doesn't. So Roe versus Wade, and then she said this law that was in the 80s. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, amendments to the Constitution is in like the 1880s. What are you talking about? Like, it was so long ago it shouldn't apply. Well, okay, what about Roe versus Wade? I mean, like when was that? So there she goes trying to downplay it, like, oh no, this is an old law and blah 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 blah. This is an anti-discrimination law, and it works both ways. Shout out to Marlo Stanfield. You want it to be one way. You want it to be one way. You want it to be one way. But it's the other way. Shout out to Marlo Stanfield. He shouldn't have been messing with that security guard like that, but still.
Bar, a club, a restaurant. They're not doing ladies' nights and doing discounts for women out of the kindness of their own hearts. They're doing it because they want to attract more women to their establishment. If they do men's nights, no one's going to show up. Like plenty of men are going to show up at the bars and the clubs and the restaurants. They want more female patronage. And by the way, the men buy the women the drinks. It's nice to get a little discount. But I don't know, maybe people disagree with me. What do you think, Cenk?
Okay, so she got that wrong. According to the chat room here, the men don't get the discount when they buy the women a drink. She don't care because she never sees the bill. She don't see the bill, so she just drinks the drink. She looked like an 80s mannequin. She just drinks the drink.
Here's what I think. Let him go. Let him go. Let him do the ladies' night. Let him do it. So, look, I'm curious how you guys are going to vote on whether they should make this legal or not. I'm also curious about what MAGA thinks about it these days.
Why?
Because in the old days,
why are you curious about what MAGA thinks about this? This is more social than it is political.
when we used to cover stories like this, the right wing would be like, "Oh yeah, men's rights. Why are women getting these drinks? Okay." But now MAGA seems more like, they don't want to do this like men, women, blah blah blah. Like, or I guess talking about discrimination, that wasn't clear at all. So talking about discrimination, they hate overall. So, and now that you put in non-binary men or whatever and transgender men, they might flip and go, "No, we want ladies' nights back." But I'm not sure. You have a sense?
Yeah, I think that you're unfairly tying this story to MAGA when I don't recall MAGA really weighing in on this at all. It was the men's rights activists who tended to be.
So, and this is me generalizing MAGA. I mean, of course, they're not a monolith, but at least their catchphrase, their title organization is "Make America Great Again," meaning that bring back some of the traditions of the past in America. This is not that. These are two completely different things. Because in the past, men weren't in their 40s single buying women drinks hoping to get some. Like, that didn't happen in the past. In the past, people were married like at 16 years old and they stuck with that person indefinitely. So like this is so far out of their ideal that this is just a result of a society going to trash. This isn't the world that they're hoping for.
Be more right leaning.
No, they're all right leaning. Men's rights activists.
Yeah, I mean, yes, they were. But I mean, there could have been some men on the left who were concerned about men's rights, but mostly they were on the right wing. Yes. But it was men's rights activists. It wasn't really a MAGA thing.
Yeah, I got you. But those guys were on the right. And I wonder if they're, still have that position, right? Put aside the MAGA label, but in terms of the right wing, what do they think about it these days? I don't know. So that's why I'm curious about it. So anyway, for my purposes, guys, look here.
He's really trying to tie this to the right. That's desperate because, I mean, how much did the right care about discrimination against non-binary peoples? That was a reach, Cenk. That was a reach. You don't have a neck, and that was a reach. All right. I'm gonna continue, but I need some more likes. I need some more likes. I need about 10 more. I had a feeling I needed to check. I had a feeling y'all was gonna be stingy with these likes. Yeah, I'm gonna need about 10 more. Will I do that? Will I wait for that? Oh, I know what I'm gonna do while I wait for that. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. All right. Watch something that I want to watch. All right, give me a second, y'all. Let me cue this up. Let me check the likes before I get into that. Because Sweet Melody Media has some shorts that I'm going to play right now. Okay. Just put it on Instagram. Oh, she got a like New Year's post here. Oh wait, she. Oh, it's not on Instagram. She put it on the Hangouts. All right. Give me a second, Sean. Ain't she a bottle girl? Should have got a degree. Why? So she could be a broke chick with a degree? I don't know why these chicks think that a degree is the end all be all. It's not the 80s anymore. Young chicks are stuck in the 80s. All right, let me get FOMO. Let me get FOMO while I play this thing from. Gotta go to my Hangouts. I don't know who Tanashi is. Somebody said I see the New Year's Eve performance by Tanashi. I don't know who she is. I don't listen to modern music. And she's one of these new age female singers, and she might even be good. I just don't listen to modern stuff anymore. Like it's I would have to like listen through too much trash to find something that I like. Oh, so it's a good thing I came here. Let me see. Let me see what's his name. Nanga. Greatly appreciate you, brother. He sent the super chat. Appreciate you, fam. Or excuse me, a cash app. All right. And Sweet Melody Media. Let me click there. Where's the one with the woman with the hair? Is this it? I can't see from the picture. Hold on. All right, I need two more people. I need two more. Holy crap. Yep, see? This is what happens when y'all don't get the likes up. This is perfect. Okay. All right. So let me stop sharing this screen. Then present. I actually didn't see this yet, but I'm watching it now. Oh. Melody, you can't play stuff with music in it. Look at this. Look at this foolishness. Look at this. You see this? You see this? This is what happens. This is what you wind up with when you don't hit that like button. When you don't support GameChanger 00100, this will become your wife. This will be your life. Holy crap. Her arms is like elephant's legs. This is just madness. Ah! Ah! Hit it! Hit it! Hit the like button! Hit the like button! Hit the like button! Dang it! Dang it! Ah, and the slippers. Is it over yet? One more like. Good dang it. The poor floor. What if she's on the second floor? What if she's on the second floor? Ah! Okay, there we go. All right, I can put an end to this madness. All right. GameChanger. If your audio isn't consistent, your future as your sister wives. She's already 2 women, maybe even 3. All right, let's see. D. Scott, appreciate you. It says they have no personality, character, or even hobbies. They are their education. Good point. Good point. There's this belief that education is and you see it all throughout women's entertainment, Black women's entertainment. Like you look at The Color Purple, and then you show like the one sister educating the other sister, and she's like, apples, 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 window, like they do this thing like, yes, education, this will save the universe. And then so they all like they do everything because they work in a hive mind thinking. They all just collectively go and get educated at the same damn time. Now they flooded the market with useless degrees, and now they're wondering why they're still broke. They need to start thinking more individually or learn how to spread out some. But yeah, they've been on this education hype for a while now. Appreciate the likes. All right, let's get back to the topic at hand. Somebody said pink hippo, a hippopotamus. We're hungry, hungry hippos. We're hungry, hungry hippos.
Use the same example I often use. In this case, it'll be a little bit more comical. But so,
Okay, this is buffering for a second. Probably because I got this fat woman up. Like they eat bandwidth like they eat food. Like when you have them on your screen, they suck up computer resources. They suck up everything. They breathe more air, they drink more water, and they eat more food. They're just terrible. They're just terrible.
Male or female, etc. So in Turkey, Turks are dominant. Obviously, the overwhelming majority of the population is Turkish. There's a minority population of Kurds, right? But Turks in Germany.
Why is it that everybody there is food? What is it? What is it with that area? What is it with Hungary and Turkey? Why is everything food there? In Turkey, there's Kurds. I don't know what a Kurd is, but I know it's a food. Why? Because Little Miss Muffin ate it. Like, oh no, that's porridge. Wait, Little Miss Muffin sat on a tuffet eating her curds, and yeah. I think they're food too. I think that they might be food. I think that Kurds are foods, just like turkeys.
Are the minority and are often treated poorly as the minority, right? So if you did Kurdish night in Turkey, the Kurds are not going to oppress the Turks. It's not going to be a problem. Let them do whatever they want, is my opinion, right? If you do Turkish night in Germany, that's not a problem. They're a minority. It's not going to harm anyone. It's not meant to harm anyone. If you do German,
Okay, we have a spelling bee champion here. Listen, I know what it is, but guess what? It's turkey, and it's funny. It's funny. Okay, get it? Got it? Good. If there was a country called chicken, but they spelled it different, it would still be funny. It just is. It's turkey. Okay, so curds are mini cheese sticks. Yeah, they are food. So yeah, everything in that country, all the people are food. Like yeah. Now this is a good point. I was gonna bring this up, but you beat me to it. Women are not minorities, and that is what he don't understand. That is what he don't understand. Women are not minorities. Like the people he talks about, including like the Kurds, are actual minority because there are fewer of them. There are more women than men in this country. So to call them a minority is a grotesque misnomer. It's terrible.
night in Germany, problematic. Okay, you do Turkish night.
Oh, wait, my headset, hold on.
In Turkey, problematic, right? So here, I know men and women are about 50% of the population, but men still have more power. And this isn't about that. It's about going out and having a good time. So
they just want to prevent a sausage fest. That's what these lady nights are about. Like,
and
let's just
nobody
keep it
wants a
real. That's why
sausage fest.
businesses do it.
Yeah, I mean, look, some do, but
oh my God.
some do.
Okay, that was a nasty innuendo. He definitely needed to pause on that, but not going to get into that. Okay, your business model, if you want to attract a certain type of people, then attract that type of people. Like, for example, if you want to have like a bar where men go, then what you do is you actually have like the pay-per-view events on. You know, you have things that men like, but they have to pay for because they like these things. And that's what you're attempting to do, but this thing is women. And the reason why you're charging half off drinks for the women and stuff is because the men aren't buying the drinks anymore like that. But I digress. Who's from Mississippi?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, God bless, dude.
Why is everything dirt in Mississippi? His name is Muddy Waters. Why is everything dirt there? I'm never going to Mississippi.
You, boo. Okay, but for the people who want to go in this direction, just let them go. But see, this is the thing with trial lawyers, right? Best of all worlds and best of times, worst of times kind of thing, right? So you absolutely need trial lawyers because they're the only ones holding corporations accountable now. So when corporations do something wrong, government doesn't do anything about it because the government's totally captured by corporate rule, right? But these lawyers come along and they go, oh, your product is toxic, we're going to sue you. And they help get it out of the market. And by the way, they're the ones who saved hundreds of thousands of lives with Oxy. They sued the hell out of Purdue Pharma and everyone else and got it off the market. And so that they were great on that stuff. But there are some folks in the trial lawyer business who do stuff like this. Get off their ass, man. Let them do ladies' night, for God's sake.
Why? Yeah, look, my biggest issue with this, I don't really care about whether or not we have ladies' night.
Why? Women won't let us do Boy Scouts. Of all the harmless things in the world, they will not let us do Boy Scouts, even though there is a Girl Scouts. Now, these women didn't attack Girl Scouts, but no, they attacked the Boy Scouts of America. Just because. And now we're supposed to just say, oh, let them have it. Let them have it. They're the Kurds. They're the oppressed. No. How are you oppressed when you're getting half off drinks? How are you oppressed when they have a ladies' Foot Locker? Like they literally have like a Foot Locker for you. They actually have gyms for you. Now, of course, these gyms went out of business because But y'all get the point. Man.
Nights. Okay. Like it doesn't matter to me that much. So it's not like I have strong feelings about that. What I do have strong feelings about, though, is that a family owned business has been beaten into the ground over an opportunistic lawyer who has filed literally hundreds of these lawsuits. And so the damage that's been done to this family and their livelihood bothers me far more than anything else. You're talking about a lawyer who's taking advantage of this, like, I think, poorly written law. And if the useless politicians in the California state legislature.
How would you write the law? Because the law is the same law that stops us from having like these white only establishment. These are white only pies. Like it's that law that stops that. So how would you do that? Like, okay, I want the law to be so you don't have the white only pies thing going on, but you can't have but you can still have ladies' night. So I want you to be able to allow discrimination when it benefits women, but not allow discrimination if it benefits whites. You see what they're doing here? And I get it. Like when you have powerful groups, they are expected to tolerate certain things. That's why a comedian who goes on stage makes fun of white people, a black comedian who goes on stage makes fun of white people, it's tolerated. It's tolerated, and we've been doing that for as long as I can remember. They did it daily or weekly on In Living Color all the time. Like that's just something that they do, and that's one of the benefits of, or that's one of the, as that's the white man's burden. Like when you're on top, you got to be able to laugh at yourself. It's kind of like that movie, The Help. It's kind of like that movie, The Help. When that fat chick called on the phone and she thought she was so empowered, and she was like, "I shit in your pie." And then they're like, oh, Maya's me. She shitted in my pie. Maya's me. Listen to me good. If I'm a well-to-do white man in the 50s in the South, I know I'm eating shit. You think I care? They're used to the taste of it. They know that all of these coloreds are shitting in everything that I eat. I know that I know that my privilege comes at the cost of me eating shit. It just comes with the territory. You think they care? No. You think you're actually doing something? No. They do not give a shit. They know that's what's going on. That's the benefit of being, undeservedly powerful. You take the good in with the bad. But you see, men have become far less powerful. And there's the onion. Men have become far less powerful. And because men are less powerful and women are now empowered, they lose the right that they can cry like, oh, I'm an oppressed group, so let me have ladies' night. Well, fine. We were willing to let you have ladies' night when we felt that you were an oppressed group. Now you are an oppressive group. Now you are an oppressive group. So the things, the benefits that you got as an oppressed group must now be relinquished. You have to relinquish things when you reach a certain strata. What do I mean by relinquish? Hit the like button. What do I mean when I say relinquish things when you hit a certain strata? Okay, so you have rocket ships, space shuttles. I'm not going to call them rocket ships. I'm going to call them space shuttles. You have space shuttles. In the space shuttles, they have these enormous, gigantic engines that propels the shuttle into the Earth's atmosphere. Once the shuttle is in the Earth's atmosphere, it relinquishes the engine. Once you reach a certain level, you remove the thing that got you to that level. For example, and this is an example of somebody not relinquishing their engines. You can have stuff like affirmative action, Title IX, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, as long as your community is doing poorly. Then people can look at you as a minority group that needs help. But once you start outnumbering men in universities 2-1, then people are going to be like, okay, now it's time to pull back on these women-only scholarships because they are no longer academically oppressed. You're no longer academically oppressed, so we don't see you as an oppressed thing. Therefore, you are going to lose the benefits of oppression. You are a group of people that can fire your bosses. You're no longer oppressed. You're no longer oppressed. Therefore, you are losing the benefits of oppression. Deal with it. Take Orientals, right? Actually, let's just say the diaspora of Asian people, right? Booster rockets, thank you. Take the diaspora of Asian people. Now, Asian people came here from China and they used to work the railroads, and they didn't get the benefit when Chinamen came to San Francisco and places like that to work the railroads and stuff. Do you know that they weren't even allowed to sing spirituals because nobody wanted to hear that crap? Like, at least the blacks got to sing their spirituals. Oh, don't you know that's the sound of a man? We actually got spirituals. They didn't even get spirituals. Why? Because their spirituals would sound like ching chong, ching ching chong, and nobody want to hear that crap all day. So they had to do it. They had to work the railroads just the same way without spirituals. That must have sucked. I gotta tell you, that sounds like it sucked. But they did it. And they were oppressed. Now, because they stepped their game up, and it's a whole new wave of immigrants, but still, now they stepped their game up to the point so much to where they don't want affirmative action anymore. They don't need it. They don't need affirmative action anymore. They petitioned the Ivy League to end affirmative action because it's working against them. So they have reached a different strata now. Their shuttle is in the orbit. They don't need that stuff anymore. So you women don't need this stuff anymore. Remember that this whole thing was passed in 1985, but they're just starting to do this now, and that's because y'all have reached a certain level. So deal with it. Now y'all got to give up all the goodies that got y'all to this level to begin with. And if you don't give it up, Apparently, there's groups of lawyers out there that will take it. They will take it. They will take it from you.
Legislature decided to actually work for once on behalf of the people, they should have a carve out in the law so these businesses don't get targeted with this nonsense.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really.
Okay, she calls it nonsense. Let's see what the chat room has to say. Obvious discrimination. So if we believe inequality, then this is just an outcome. May they be many more to follow. Okay. Everyone knows this society upholds women. More of these things are going to happen. No more excuses. So you see, like what we see in the chat room so far is a bunch of unsympathetic men. Good. Give men the same discounts you offer women if you don't like it, and read up on the damn laws before opening your business. Ooh, too cold, too cold. Okay. Ladies Night is a cynical advertisement ploy to get women in the door and have men more likely to go to those ladies' nights as well. Plus, a guy hitting on a woman at these events are likely to buy said woman a drink, thereby making the discount price irrelevant. Absolutely. And they know this. They're like, okay, the men are going to buy the drinks anyway, and it's going to be full price. Can men just have a men's night, or do women not believe in equality? This is true. I'll never forget. I'll never forget. I was working at this company on a contract. And you know how they have like events for morale's sake? This event was Final Four, right? Somebody decided to throw a Final Four get together, like at Chili's or something like that, right? And then everybody gets this email from a buzz cut bitch, and it said it would be nice if we had these type of events for the WNBA, you know, like, oh, shut the hell up. And this is for all you, you know, begging, crying, WNBA, empty seat having, you know, Amazonian tall bitches out there that's complaining that y'all don't get enough, you know, we don't get paid the same way. When are male porn stars gonna complain? When are male porn stars gonna complain that they don't get paid as much as the ones the titty women? When are they gonna complain? Give me a break. Oh, I can't wait till they actually start making lawsuits against the wealth gap between male porn stars and female porn stars. I can't wait till those videos come out. Of course not. Of course you don't watch it. That's why this TG nonsense is an issue, and Anna supports it. Yeah, it confuses everything. Ah, yes. My TG community ruined everything because they can't seem to go everywhere if they aren't comfortable. Huh? I would have just left if I didn't know or understood. She's dizzy. All right, let's see. Different prices for different groups is discrimination. Not knowing the law is not an excuse legally. You can't think of non-discrimination. So yeah, nobody is actually with TYG or TYT thus far. This is what you get. Here's your equality at work. Enjoy it. Yeah, there you go. Well, ladies want equality to men when it comes to pay, so they have to pay the same. Dang. So this is on the Young Turks. This is their audience. There you go, libs. One day you guys will have some common sense. Okay. It's not political. First off, I think that this entire thing is completely stupid, but in my head, uh, men are doing the same thing women did to all men's establishment, but in reality, you're just trying to get cheaper beer. Okay, you lost me. 60% of men are not in relationships or even pursuing one. Do you really think that guys care about going to bars with ladies anymore? This is true. I don't know about the odds, but I do know that the drive, because men aren't getting a return on the investment. So, a lot of these industries are going down. Nightclub industries, the swipe, the dating app industry, like all of these are going down significantly, and that's because men aren't getting a return on their investment. I'm a guy, and this is ridiculous, and it is the type of thing that lost the election for the Democrats. I'm a moderate, and I very strongly believe that the extremes of both sides do not represent the majority of Americans. The mainstream people just have to pick a side that is a lot of times the lesser of two evils. What side did you pick? Well, I guess if you call this ridiculous, but I don't know if you're calling the reaction ridiculous or that. Let's see. So sad. So sad that people are this miserable and not able to fight anymore. So embarrassing. Okay. No ladies, no genders at all. They want us to do well. I guess a person can just identify as whatever and get the benefits of that. More for me. Everything is getting too confusing and overcomplicated. I can't keep track of what's correct and incorrect. I feel at times that we are driving ourselves crazy with this nonsense. It's hurting us. Okay. All right. Last one. Ladies' night is to attract women customers. And the women customers are meant to attract men customers. Yeah. At least that's was true when I was someone who lived in bars. Okay, ladies' night was to get women and therefore men to visit the bar. That's you're stating the obvious. It works, but it's not done to provide a space for women or event to welcome women. The biker lesbians showing up in mass for cheap drinks were not welcome, for example. Okay. Um, I can see that. Because they're not considered ladies. That was a ploy to get attractive women to go to spots. The thing is that domestically women are a lot less attractive now. A lot less. So yeah. All right, let's read some comments. Then I'm gonna shut down early. Folks barely watching the NBA. Too many apps. Okay. WNBA hasn't made money since they were founded in the late 90s. And like the women's soccer team, ungrateful for the opportunity to play. Absolutely. Listen, nobody wants to see second best. And the only reason why you're second best is because there's only two genders. Like if there was another gender, you'd probably be worse than them at the thing. So there's always been like I'm just going to call them JV. I don't know what they are. I'm just going to call them JV. What's JV? JV is junior varsity. They're not actual varsity. So if you have the NBA, then you have the JV NBA. I don't know what y'all call it, but I do know that there is like a league of guys that didn't make it to the NBA. And nobody wants to see those groups of people. And the reason that they don't is because they know that their best team is worse than the NBA's worst team. See, people want to answer the question, who is the best? Oh, it's actually called G League. I thought they were making that up. I thought y'all were making that up. It's actually called G League. But yeah, so nobody wants to see the G League. Yeah, like semi-pro ball. Like nobody wants to see the semi-pro. Like, yes, I am the semi-champion of the world. Like, what does that even mean? Nobody wants to see that. And the worst thing is the WNBA sucks worse than the semi-pro or the G League NBA. And they sucks worse than male high school basketball. And you know this to be true. You know the truth in that. And that's why people don't watch it. Because they know that the outcome, whoever's the champion, is not the real champion. I think it might be a fetish to you. I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, men find it entertaining, girl fighting, but unless there's like oil and mud, I don't see it. Like, so, hey, but to each his own. By the way, to those who are listening, somebody said, not gonna lie, women's UFC is entertaining though. Okay. I mean, it's most certainly entertaining in a different way. The G Leagues is the minors for the NBA. No, I put that together. Many of the guys will get a shot at the NBA. Yeah, exactly. Like if you were any good, you would be in the actual NBA. The actual NBA will pick you up. But the truth of the matter is that if these women were any good, then they'll be a man. And that is the actual truth of the matter. If you were a decent enough basketball player, you would grow a penis. So you suck. Or you don't suck. That's why you're in the WNBA. But nevertheless, it's a terrible thing. Now, the worst thing is women themselves aren't watching it en masse. Exactly. Because they don't want to watch that crap either. Listen, I don't know what I was watching. Maybe it was like Entertainment Tonight or something. But they was talking about the guy who founded, this Asian guy who founded Namco. Or Pac-Man, excuse me, Pac-Man. And what Pac-Man was, believe it or not, Pac-Man was an attempt to get women into video games. It was their attempt to get women into video games. And then they came out with Mrs. Pac-Man, so they tried. And then they realized, because nerds are smart and Orientals are smart, they realized that, something, women just don't play video games. They realized this early in the, shortly after the invention of video games. They just said, like, it's not really, video games is not in a woman's DNA. So we're not going to create any video game that's going to sell to women in mass. Now, of course, there are going to be outliers, but these outliers are going to purchase male video games. They're gonna purchase Mike Tyson Punch-Out because they're outliers, So it's like it's not even worth trying to get into that market. Now, women don't like basketball like that. They don't. They might have the same fetish that UFO has for, female martial artists. They might have the same fetish that those guys have for NBA players, but they're not really about that. They're not really about that. So the WNBA is not going to get a woman's audience, and men are not going to watch it because for the same reason I just stated. Nobody wants to see any butch bitches do stuff. We just don't. It's not hot, and they're not the best at it. They suck. It's like if the Georgia Generals was to just like split into two and play each other. Like nobody wants to see the chronic losers. Like, you want to see the Harlem Globetrotters. Oh my God, here comes Ray with the foolishness. There are so many female gamers. Let me show y'all something. Since Ray want to talk shit. Let me show y'all a female gamer. All right, this is a female gamer. Her video 2 years ago. Oh, she does the splits. Ooh, she has a booty. She's light-skinned. All right, let's take a look at some of her videos. Like, is she ever actually... Ooh, she's sitting there with her legs open. Uh-oh. Ooh, nice legs. Oh, she's eating ramen noodles. She's talking about how she has no ambitions, but nice titties. Really? Is this your king? Is this your female gamer? Is this your female game? Look, my gaming strategy collecting guy. Does she ever actually play games? No. These are not real people. This is notice I don't, like you don't see any red bars under the thing. I don't watch her stuff like that. But I know of her existence. Oh, I watched this one. Why'd I watch this one? Let's see. Oh, renovated her old house. Yeah. So she's a gamer, right? I wasn't ready to lose. I lost. What is this? Art of Being Alone. This is not video games. Okay? She's not a gamer. She's not a gamer. She's gaming you. She's not a gamer. She presses the A button probably 100 times a day. Unlike an actual gamer. What are you talking about? Her YouTube videos, her YouTube views sucks relative to her subs. Absolutely. And that's because with all attractive women who try to benefit from their looks, men who indulge in such things like OnlyFans and stuff like that, and like myself, I indulge in porn. They move on. We move on. Like I watch a Cornhub video and say, "Ooh, she pretty. Let me see some of her videos," and maybe watch 2 or 3, and then I'll forget her name and move on to the next one. And that is their career. Now, in the process, on YouTube, they subscribe. In the process, they subscribe when they watch the 2 or 3 videos before they forget her face. And that's why she has high subscribers and low viewers. Also, because she's in the gaming category, and gamers who YouTube is going to advertise to is not uh is not what she's looking for. Now, do you think it's a bunch of women subscribers of these 120K? See, don't say foolishness. Don't say foolishness. Don't say stuff like, oh, but there's so many women gamers. No, there are not. No, there are not. It is not in their DNA to play video games. It is not in their DNA to play video games, to keep the market going. And that's the problem. Just like it's not in a nerd's DNA to really like watch sports like that. Ask me how I know. So that being the case, the NBA is wise to not market to us. And the same with, and that's why Disney is losing money with Star Trek and stuff like that when they try to make it woman friendly and stuff, but they just wind up making a crappy product. It's like, listen, there is nothing you can do to make women watch Star Wars except pay them directly. There is nothing you can do to make women watch Star Wars outside of paying them directly to watch it. Nothing. Unless they'll go to try to get my penis. But that's it. Yeah, she's really into video games. She's just playing on y'all fantasies. Huh, this is pretty cool. I don't play video games, but this does look pretty cool. Let me say, yeah, they really ruined Star Wars too. Yeah, absolutely. They just kept ruining crap. They like, okay, so they understand, Star Wars understand that they have an audience full of male nerds like myself. And they're like, okay, well, let's see if we could bring women into the mix. So they're like, okay, the women are here, and how do we do that? Oh, we just make a bunch of stuff that's women friendly. We introduce characters like Rey that makes no sense. It's like, okay, you can do that, but don't think that your previous audience has been with you for damn near 50 years is just going to sit by. It doesn't work that way. Fortunately, the gaming industry realized it with Pac-Man. That women aren't about that life, that you're just going to get a bunch of thirst trappers in the future. I think the only goal for me, besides my own personal goal, that I just can't share with this crop of humanity, at least, I'll try not to, as it'll make some dudes, some do diligence to keep innovation secret. Okay, yeah, if you have an idea, keep it secret. Shit, don't go off like the Winklevoss twins. Don't go out like the Winklevoss twins. When it comes to Disney's, I think it was social engineering and trying to get that female dollar. Yes, but they failed. Like Pac-Man was trying to get the female dollar, but they failed. But Disney just keep doing it. Just failure after failure. I even asked my cousin after that Darth Raven chick was ruining the Obi-Wan series, which should have been about Obi-Wan, but they tried to make it about her. It's like, listen, is there anything that Disney can do to make you ever watch Star Wars? And she was like, nah. Nah. And the cool thing is that they always had a place for, women. Like there's always been like a Chung Li type character in stuff that men indulge in. There's always been like the Chung Li type characters. But if you were to make the game like women only, and it was all about women empowerment, it's like, whoa, nobody's gonna play that crap. Nobody. I don't know who that is. Somebody said Reva, aka Darth Ratchet. Yeah. Like you just make crappy stories. And it's not that the men are against women, because everybody loves Ashoka. Everybody loved Princess Leia, and she was assertive, she was like the princess of a planet and leader of the rebellion and stuff. But nobody complained when that happened. But once you just get like characters out of nowhere, and then you have like this whole out with the old, in with the new situation going on, and then you have Leia beating Luke in a duel, that it's just, now you're just like talking insanity. Now it's just insanity, and that's what they're trying to bring to everything. And men are upset, and they're like, okay, well, forget it, y'all want equality, no more ladies night. But and it's funny that the Young Turks are there like, no, we want gender equality. We want women to make the same as men, but we want men to pay more for being men, because that extra half of a drink that you're paying, that is a man tax. That adds up. That's a man tax. Take if you're one of those people, if you're one of those fat beer guys, what's that show where the guy walks in and everybody says Norm? What's that show? Help me out. Got Ted Danson in it, and every day Norm Peterson walks in and he has something funny to say. Thank you. Cheers. If you're a guy that sits at Cheers all day, and that's your life is that bar stool, a large percent, that adds up. Let's just say it's $5 a beer. I don't know how much beer cost in the 90s. I really don't know how much it costs now. I know how much a Presidente costs in the Dominican Republic. Yeah, ha. But I don't. By the way, do yourself a favor if you're in the DR and if your hotel has a little refrigerator, keep some Presidentes in the refrigerator. That's the local beer of choice, and it'll go a long way towards if you have company. So do that. But know how much that costs? That's 120 pesos. Anyway, let's just say that a beer costs $5, and it seemed like they drink like a beer every 30 minutes. They spend like $10 an hour on beer, maybe like 3 hours a day. That's what they do at Cheers, right? So $30 a day times 300. I'm just bringing a calculator out. Hold on right quick. All right, so they spend like $10,000. Let's just round it up to $11,000. They spend $11,000 a year on beer. Now, after 10 years, that's $110,000. And after 20 years, that's $210,000 or $220,000. Now, while you're spending that money, the women are saving that money. So after 20 years of adult of adulthood, and they're 41 years old. They have $220,000 saved on you. That goes in their pocket. They stunting. Even if they make less than you, they stunting because they got $220,000 in their bank account, even though it don't work out that way because they spend it on crap. But that is how much a financial advantage they have over you. I wonder if season 2 of Obi-Wan will be a continuation of Darth Ratchet. Okay, here's the thing. The short answer to that is no, and for a number of reasons. Primarily because I think Disney is about tired of losing money on stuff. They're tired of losing money on projects like Afterlight and stuff like that. They're not making any money. Society and this last election shows that, listen, we're onto your scam. It's not working. It only took the video game industry one video game in the 70s to realize, okay, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, but they just keep pushing it, and society the empire just keeps striking back. It's not going to happen. We will watch a female Jedi. We'll watch a Star Wars movie with a female lead, but guess what? It has to be good. That's the beginning and end. It has to be good. If you're going to have propaganda, it has to be so subtle that we don't pick up on it. But it has to be good. And that's why the WNBA doesn't sell, because it's not good. Exactly. Rogue One had a female lead, and guess what? It was great, and it was well received. And whatchamacallit, Solo had a male lead, an incumbent male lead, meaning a male lead that people like. Everybody loved Han Solo. Everybody who's into Star Wars loved Han Solo. But it wasn't a good movie. For whatever reason, Lando, who was supposed to be like the smoothest brother in the galaxy, fell in love with a feminist robot, which is weird. But it's because your writing is crap, and not even Darth Maul could save such crappy writing. Don't write crap. Oh, y'all don't like to see? No, explain Rogue One, because this was a woman from nowhere that nobody knew or cared about, who wasn't even a Jedi, and everybody loved it. It's not. No, we're not sexist. We're nerds. We like what we like, and we're very pedantic. You got to come correct with nerd entertainment. Tyler Perry had a flop recently. Something about some male bitches in World War II. Nobody want to see that crap. Nobody want to see that crap. Listen, I want to see Full Metal Jacket. That was a good movie. Full Metal Jacket. I like the way the drill sergeant was always in the face of the people. I like when he told dude to stand on the thing and eat the donuts while everybody else do the push-ups. I like that he called the black dude Private Snowflake. That was funny. Just a whole basic training scenes was good. Nobody want to see 95 pounds of Kerry Washington in a woman's face. And I seen that on the trailer. I didn't see the movie because it's crap. It looks like crap. It's some Tyler Perry crap. And the cold part is women didn't watch it. Women don't want to see that. All right, let's see what else y'all got. Yeah, exactly. Who the hell want to see male people? Oddly enough, Adolf Hitler was a male person in World War One. Nobody want to see that crap. And notice how they never tell that story. Like, like this is him as a male person. Like nobody want to see the mail carriers of nobody want to see that. Nobody. We want to see Tuskegee Airmen. That's what we want. We want to see stuff like that. We want to see some red tails. But he like, oh, they're black women and they're in a green uniform and everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. You know. See, they thought that because Hidden Figures did so well, that people want to see crap like that. I haven't seen Hidden Figures. I don't want to see a bitch do her job. Like, it's your job to actually fact check the actual mathematicians. And you did it. And what, there's a movie about it? Listen, I don't care. Even if it was a black man, I wouldn't care about that. I don't want to see this crap. He's going to have a flawless victory. Jay-Z is going to have a flawless victory. We're sick of this shit. I'm glad that he stood up to it. So in the backdrop of that, you know, of men being falsely accused and having millions and millions of dollars, you know, taking out their bank account like Jonathan Majors and stuff, we supposed to give a damn about bitches having to pay full price for a drink? No. Now that they have superior rights, men strike back. Penis strikes back. Yeah, he was amazing in that world. Well, he was a drill. Oh, that's what you're telling us. Yeah, he was a drill sergeant in real life. That's the only part of the movie I remember. That's the only part of the movie anybody remember. That's like the best thing about that movie. That and Me So Horny. Yeah, it was a good movie. It's always somebody. It's always somebody who do stuff to piss me off because they know how easily pissed off I get. I watched Six Triple A, Triple H. It was a good film. How many times did you jack off to Kerry Washington? What was okay? Okay, I'll bite. What was good about the film? What was good about the film? Explain it. Explain me. You ain't gonna spoil it. I ain't gonna watch that shit. I watched Squid Games though. Shout out to Netflix. I watched some Squid Games though. It's not like I ain't got a Netflix membership. Exactly. We don't want to see that. We don't. Like every now and again, you take it in with some, you know, with a grain of salt, but if it's done in moderation. But when it's done as a norm and then they throw in some woke shit, then it just pisses you off. And it's like, listen, try it. Just try it. It's stupid. You know those people that actually say stuff like Bruce Lee could have beat Muhammad Ali? Shut the hell up. You're stupid. You are stupid. And this isn't me taking anything away from Bruce Lee, but y'all really don't understand stuff. Y'all really do not understand stuff. If you actually entertain such a foolish notion. Bruce Lee could beat Muhammad Ali. That's people don't understand stuff. Back in the 80s, Japanese culture really hit America hard. Probably the first start of it was the Karate Kid, and then shortly after that, the concept of ninja was introduced, which is a historically Japanese thing, but it was introduced to America, and we just went wild with it. We went wild with it, like everything was ninja. And I was a kid, and I loved it. I loved ninjas, and I just love the concept of martial arts anyway. But ninjas added like a weapons aspect to it, and then America, and this was some, Japanese men don't bitch about it like black people, but this was some just terrible cultural appropriation, and that was when they started saying stuff like the American ninja. It was like, oh crap, and it got to the point that they started to whiten the image of ninjas so much that as a kid I forgot that it was a Japanese thing, that it was supposed to be a Japanese thing. Yeah, that's what I say. It started in the late 70s and perpetuated throughout the 80s. But in the movie I'm going to talk to you about is from the 80s. And this movie is called either Little Ninjas or Three Ninjas. But basically, it was a movie about three little white kids beating up a group of adult ninjas. It was like, really? Really? Is this, you're supposed to believe that they punches hurt grown men? Yeah, but these are ninja punches. Like, no. That's garbage. And that's what this new generation of kung fu fighting, kickboxing bitches is. It really is. Then they got Supergirl beating up Superman. This shit's retarded. Oh, don't get me on the WB. The W? When they was doing their DC series, that was some garbage. The only reason why I watched The Flash, which was the only one I did watch long term, was because of the black father on it. What was his name? Papa Joe? Kid Flash turned out to be Rainbow. Like everything, yeah. It's garbage. Hidden Figures was also a good movie. I'll take your word for it. See, I'm telling you, y'all like to push my buttons. That's what it is. Nobody cares about women math experts. They need to show a movie about the first black astronaut, Robert Henry Lawrence Jr. Well, nobody cares about any math experts. I take that back. There was one movie that was really good about math experts, and that was A Beautiful Mind. It was just something about watching a genius fight through a mental illness that was just really appealing to me. And not only that, I actually didn't know. I didn't see like the previews or the trailer, so I didn't know, and I didn't know who he was. So, and spoiler alert, but if you haven't watched it by now, you're not gonna watch it. But spoiler alert, when it turned out that everybody was a hallucination, I was like, oh crap. Like the shock of that just made me want to watch the movie some more. Like, so there are exceptions, but generally speaking, people don't watch math people, and I know because I was a math person, and my brother played football, and guess who got the bigger crowd? Like, that's what it is. My uncle was in the Marines. He actually agreed that there was no racism in the Marines because they treated everyone like black people. Okay. Is the Marines like that brokest branch? And I'm not talking about the individual pay for the Marines. I'm talking about like as far as they're underfunded because it's a subset of the Navy. So they have like less bullets and stuff than the Army. Is that true? Does anyone remember the Kung Fu movies of the 70s? Yeah, I used to watch them at night sometimes. I was a kid. But I don't really remember much of them. I remember like Bruce Lee. I remember some of them. I remember watching the translated stuff. Yeah, often allegedly during World War One, where the Japanese general would leave a town alone if the Chinese kung fu could beat the superior Japanese karate. Uh, the Boys is woke, but most of the people didn't mind it because it's freaking good. There's woke undertones. That's what I say. Like, keep it at an undertone. Keep the undertones at a minimum, at an appropriate minimum. All right. Yeah. Well, was that their grandfather? Or was that just like a Mr. Miyagi in the neighborhood? No, and I was a kid when I watched it. And I was a kid that knew better than to try to punch an adult. That walk across the street got me too. Me so horny. Yeah, I remember Bernard used to play it for like $10. Well, on a $10 super chat. That was funny. Yeah, exactly. It just started getting terrible. And then Supergirl and Batgirl. Nobody want to see a bunch of super bitches, and it's got retarded. I watched the Gundam series. Okay. I got away from woke Hollywood. Everybody did. Like, I mean, they're trying to bring women into men's stuff. See, and that's why I'm glad that the movie Wicked did so well, because now you could say, listen, get your own shit, get your own movies. That's a woman's movie, and it did well amongst women. Get your own stuff. Don't come to leave my Star Wars alone. Write your own shit. Well, you don't. It was written by a man, but still. Yes, they're army leftovers. The Navy used the Marines. Really, no need for the Marines nowadays. Oh, I'm not. I wouldn't tell them that. Just a fair warning, Enter the Dragon. That's real, because dude was a he's a beat ass dude in real life. What do you mean? Fist of Fury. I'm thinking of Last Dragon. I'm thinking of Last Dragon. Enter the Dragon. Yes, that was classic kung fu fighting. I didn't like that the black man died first, but I liked how he died, and I liked Kung Fu Joe. Everybody liked Kung Fu Joe. He was clearly the smoothest of the three. The white dude was just a basic white dude. He was out of shape and shit. But yeah, he was the smoothest, kicking people's ass with an afro. Is spectacular. That was just an all-around classic Bruce Lee, historic event. Enter the Dragon. Definitely agree with that. I don't know why I was thinking of the Last Dragon. Fist of Fury, yeah. I don't know what the first Black Ash Dragon was. I guess I should. Oh, y'all still talking about the Marines. Let's see. Mech stuff. Okay. All right, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to close down. They're just trying to destroy Snow White. All right, I'm going to talk about that for a second. Yeah, so Rachel Zegler's had some woke shit to say. It just put the project back years. And what they're doing is they're hoping that people forget. Nobody's going to forget that crap. I still, to this day, I don't fuck with Gillette. I do. After they did that commercial, that woke crap commercial, I'm like, something, I'm done forever. Now, mind you, the way my face is, or at least was, I didn't actually start shaving until that commercial came out. How some kids be like on some full beard stuff by the time they're 16. I was not one of those. I didn't get facial hair like that, just a goatee for years. So I really didn't have a need to shave. But once I did, I'm not messing with it. And that Snow White stuff, they're hoping that the dust cleared and people will forget, but people aren't gonna forget that. That's ridiculous. It's gonna flop, and it's gonna be another Disney crap movie. I mean, a Netflix viewing figures, not Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. All right, y'all talking about Marines. Don't talk crap about our armed forces. I guess unless you're one of them. All right. Yeah, Bernard's okay. All right, y'all just can't get over this Marine thing. Let's see. Get to the bottom here. Okay. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying don't. Yeah, messing with Snow White is not smart because it's not like it's their thing, like Aladdin or Lion King. It's something that predates. This isn't something this is not the remake of something contemporary. This is the remake of something that's 100 years old, and it's classic and it's timeless, and it should be rewritten the same or extraordinarily similar to it. Like try having like a woke Romeo and Juliet or some crap like that. Listen, stop messing with stuff. All right. Anyway, it's time for me to go. I want to thank the Cash App Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who listen silently, and those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And this is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.